Hello, my name is Lawrence Carson, and the video I'm about to share, it's not for everyone, but for those that are plagued with a very curious mind about the nature of life. I hope it'll give you some food for thought about how to escape Plato's caves of shadows, the boxed-in thinking that we're all controlled by and within. But please remember, this is only about a 30-minute summary of life's experiences that we've all chosen to take on in our expedition while here. And remember, we chose to do this. You, myself, and many others many years ago. So, this is all about shadow realities that we are creating that are merely mirroring the belief systems that are controlling our conscious, subconscious, and superconscious mind. Therefore, our entire lives are being controlled by the human handlers, the living belief systems of the universe. So, this video is about the nature and the incredible powers of belief systems. So for a few moments, we're going to be talking about how Leonardo thought, his 7 different mind states that gave him the keys to the awesome library of the universe's geniuses. And we're going to be talking about beliefs as conscious, self-organizing, self-surviving, living energy systems using quantum physics, and many of the brilliant physicists that have been studying the fundamentality of consciousness for years. And finally, what I'd like to do is ask you to set aside about 30 minutes, turn off your phone, find a place where you can watch us without interruption, and get ready for what I hope is going to become an incredible introduction into your geography of the mind. So I hope you enjoy this, and if so, please give me feedback and share it with others. The world needs help. Thank you. So let us begin by looking at about a 30-minute introduction to a very what I think to be an incredibly important subject. Belief systems. What are they? How are they? And what do they do? And by the way, if you want to slow this down, you can stop the video anytime so that you can read the things by yourself and integrate some of these things into the library of your belief systems that you think with. Why did I do this? Well, is life really fair? Much of my life, beginning about the 7th or 8th grade, it just didn't feel fair. I didn't know where I belonged. And back then, nobody was really able or willing to show me how I could really fit in. Life can be very hard and cruel when we don't understand the game we call life. And even though I ask myself, where do I really belong? Is life really an eternal competition for survival? So maybe your goal is to understand at a deep level, why am I really here? To understand how to take creative control over how you can create and experience a quality of life that you want, regardless of what's going on around you. After 13+ billion years of creation, did you really just come here to pay bills? Really? So, if we're going to transcend a life of ignorant beliefs, we've got to do something about these beliefs. The definition for truth for me after 72 years is, truth is what it does. So how can you take control of your life? Well, I can't help you. Only you can do that. But maybe I can help provide you with some tools to assist you to help yourself by practicing a few meta-thinking exercises until these become just as automatic as the most amazing difficult thing you've ever learned to do,
When you're a little kid, you learn to walk, run, and later dance. That is extremely complex. So watch this video, and then another video, a brief preview on the 5-part series entitled Exploring the Geography of Mind. I'll give you the URL to that later in this video. That's how your mind actually works. And then to better understand the cause-effect nature of our belief systems, or belief apps, running underneath our conscious operating system, COS, I would highly recommend you read 4 essential books that got me started on the wisdom of self-transcendence. Viktor Frankl's book, Joseph Campbell's book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, and then an incredible piece of work by Dr. David Hawkins, Transcending Levels of Consciousness, and then the world now famous Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. Is hope without work a pathological tranquilizer? Without hope, guess what happens? So the bottom line, what you'll be exposed to in this particular video. Consciousness, applications in knowing that: 1, change equals problems plus opportunities. 2, problems equals minus commitment to competency and competency to commitment. Problems also equals minus the solutions divided by the resistance plus the benefits. Do you want to know how to leverage the algorithms of life? And then perhaps consciousness, it's with knowing. The heart and the light, the want to, the knowledge. Now here's an electromagnetic spectrum, electromagnetic frequencies. From 10 to the 6, positive 6, to 10 to the minus 18th. That's a huge distance. So 10 to the positive 4th wavelength would be about the width or a height of a skyscraper. Now if we look at this from another perspective, you can see where our visual spectrum is at. Right there, sort of in the middle. To me, this slide here is really important, and I'm going to be quiet. I'll let you read it by yourself. We're seeing less than 1/10 of a billionth of the spectrum. One-tenth of a billionth. So if this 1/10 of a billionth equals an inch, then from tip to tip, it's 158,000 miles. Get on a Boeing 727, it's going to take you nearly 2 weeks of steady flight just to get from one end to the other. It's actually 13 days. And we think we are aware. We think we're conscious, we think we're awake, we think we have knowing. Really? The power of our egotistical beliefs over humanity is unbelievable. Now, Leonardo, as we all know, is one of the geniuses. He had access to the library of geniuses. But how did he get access? How did he get his library card? Well, let's explore that. Excuse me. I'm going to let you read these by yourself. We're talking about electromagnetic frequencies. And as some of you probably know, these are all very, very brilliant men discussing their perception of consciousness and energy, and the energy of consciousness. So consciousness is not only the creator, it's also the observer. And for those that like to meditate, meditate just on the consciousness of energy and sense the frequency you get. And then just meditate on the energy of consciousness and see what frequency your body enfolds into with that. And then compare those two frequencies. Everything that we regard as existing postulates consciousness, by Max Planck, another brilliant physicist. I love this quote here. Knowledge comes from space, the matrix. The universe is alive. And who hasn't heard of Tesla? A brilliant mind. And here is the scientist at IONS, Institute of Noetic Science in California, founded by Edgar Mitchell, the Apollo astronaut, who had a similar sort of out-of-body experience coming back from the moon. And these are just a few of the quotes that are coming from gentlemen and some ladies. I didn't happen to get any on there. That over the years, over the past 50, 75 years, have basically said consciousness is fundamental, meaning it's first. Everything comes from consciere, Latin, with knowing. So if we take these quotes and we summarize them and put them together, consciousness is fundamental. Matter is born of consciousness. Matter like a stone is a thinking and sentient being. The universe, the matrix, is alive. Mind and matter are not separate substances. They dance with each other. The universe is immaterial. That is to say, the universe, he, she, it, they, whatever word we want to use, is mental and spiritual. E not only equals mc squared, E equals consciousness. If consciousness is energy, then energy is consciousness. Something that we all should remember. So, let's take a look at energy. Everything is a wave, and then the wave produces, on occasion, quantum objects. Photons, protons, neutrons, electrons, bosons, gravitons, all kinds of ions. So if we look into deep space and see the black, or assume where the black energy is here, which is where the quasars and galaxies are formed, everything is energy. Energy is eternal. Energy has polarity, and everybody will recognize the yin and the yang coming out of the Far East. Energy is infinite. It's not just eternal, but it's also infinite. And it's alive. They're not separate substances. They're different aspects of our whole. Albert Einstein. It's infinite and eternal. Energy, consciousness, infinite, eternal. It's the soup we all live in and are built of. The matrix of the mind of the universe, infinite and eternal. Now, these are my perceptions based upon the perceptions of many, many other men. So if we look at consciousness and energy, beliefs are energy, then beliefs are conscious, living entities. They have an intentional awareness, and they create memories, and the memories replicate and reinforce the beliefs of the cause and effect patterns of how stuff happens. And then they self-sustain themselves through their beliefs and their beliefs' memories. The memories of beliefs and the beliefs of memories. And then these beliefs go about creating words that we think with. And they think themselves. And they generate emotions when we think, that in turn drive behavioral personalities. Without a belief, you don't have a personality. And these behavioral personalities then mirror and sustain those beliefs. Notice the feedback system, so that beliefs are self-sustaining. And notice how that's spelled. Beliefs versus betruths. And we are missing the word betruths. So if beliefs are conscious, self-organizing, self-surviving, living systems, empowered to create and control and impact both the contextual time-space framework of where we live in energy, and the domino chains of cause and effect contents within that framework of life's experiences, then the intelligent question for you is, what does that mean about fill in the blank? You might want to stop the video here and write that question down. That is power. Going back to Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, dealing with existentialism. This is one of the slides I really love that I created, and it mesmerizes me every time. Our meaning-making processes create beliefs that infuse those meaning into words that we think with. And then those words that we think in energize with our thoughts that generate our emotions, that compels our behavior and our relationships with ourselves and with others, with other people, all while desperately seeking to fit in, to be accepted by fulfilling, and notice this evolutionary staircase, transcending from one level to another, by fulfilling my or your or we or the universe's approval. And the approval is totally dependent upon the meanings that we create. Guess who's in control of our life? Whoever controls the meanings that we live by. Beliefs, the meanings of values. Where do I fit in? And again, here's those books I had mentioned before, Man's Search for Meaning. I don't think I'd mentioned this book, The Beliefs. It's a neuro-linguistic programming book on the patterns of thought. And also Dr. David Bohm's Thought as a System, a brilliant piece of work. And emotional intelligence has been very popular in the world of business. And a genius, a brief history of everything. So, if we look at beliefs, and if we exit them, and you look in the mirror, who are you? Are you your beliefs? Really? So let's take a look at how Leonardo thought. What was his meta-thinking processes that he went through to create the phenomenal pieces of art he had, that he painted? He went through 7 states. Curiosita was curiosity, wanting to know. Sensazione, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, gustatory, and intuitive. Arte, science. Notice the art of science and the science of art. It's like the quality of quanta and the quanta of qualia. And Sufamoto, that's going up in smoke as being, well, anyway, you want to stop this video here when we get down to the bottom, Connexione and Incorporalita. You want to stop this and read this very carefully. So stop it now. Okay, in this next slide, we take again look at his different mind states or frequency states that he would resonate with that would give him access to this infinite library of the universe. And these words here to the right are just different ways of looking at that same mind state frequency. Seven states. Kind of like music, each one a different frequency, and you could play like the keys on a piano at different times and create different mind states by playing different notes, different mind states, different harmonic resonances that allow his antenna to co-resonate with the broadcast energies coming out of the universe. For the Connexione of Corporalita, to connect with the body of one, and the body of one of connection. And again, for those that know how to meditate or have meditated, to connect with the one body, the Omni, is one mind state, and then have your sense of being at one with allness, and connect with all of the separateness. Being at one with and experience the states of awe, awareness within eternity. I know there's an awful lot here, that's why you got to slow things down. We're going to take another look at his 7 mind states and see how, visually, they all sort of work together as one gestalt. Curiosity, incredible mind state. Are you at cause or are you at effect with the beliefs that run your thinking? How do you sense that? How do you know that? Is it quality, art, or is it quantity? Do you go up in smoke, or do you get frustrated and resistance and you say, I give up, or do you continue and demonstrate whatever it is you're wanting to create? And are you connecting with the library of knowing, the library of truth? Be truths and not be lives. Are you at cause or are you at effect? That's an intelligent question, an IQ for the 21st century. And who's managing who? Are you managing the beliefs or are they managing you? Again, IQs. Your ego's beliefs versus your soul's betruths. Where soul's an acronym, Spirit of Universal Love. And the beliefs will resist change, using your body, putting their emotions in your body, causing you to go to Sufiamoto and want to turn back and not go any farther. They're going to want to deny change. And they're going to cause you to feel fear, anger, or rage. That's them that's doing that inside your body, using your body as a speaker. Then they're going to want to bargain with you if you try to change it. And then they're going to lose a little bit of their territorial possession, and they're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel, no, not you, they feel depressed in your body. And then they give up, and then there's a void, and there's acceptance, and then you go back to curiosity, to go on and deal with another set of beliefs, another set of beliefs in your ego's library. So try to think without a belief. Try to think without a word. Try to think without a number. two language systems, words and numbers. And if your identity is based upon beliefs, how much of a free agent are you? Did you choose them or did they choose you? Intelligent questions, IQs for the 21st century. This is going to be a phenomenal century for those willing to outthink old thinking. And are you willing to bet your entire future on your answers? Certainty destroys curiosity's passport to the library of the freedom, the truth of love and the love of truth. Who or what is directing your intention, focusing on the target of attention? Are those emotions yours, or are they really the belief systems running your life? That is a huge question. And if you can disassociate from your emotions and from your beliefs, guess who's now going to be in control? Now, this is a matrix that I've created on Excel. It's very detailed. And when we get everything uncovered, you're going to want to take a look at it quietly by yourself. And in each one of the cells of this matrix is a different thinking pattern that you can use, a different viewing platform, if you will. Using Curiosita and Sentiazzoni and Artis, Leonardo's mind states on the left, and then you can analyze the time and the space and the information systems that create your knowing, and they create your enthusiastic commitment and your brilliant intelligent competencies. And then life's about change, and change about problems and solutions and opportunities. That's all about business. And this slide, again, is very detailed. The matrix of the mind takes an entire lifetime and then some to fully experience, grasp, and then to understand the brilliance that went into the creation of your mind and all that it has done for you outside of your current human-level conscious awareness of understanding. Your bodily systems are running without even your conscious awareness, but they are conscious. And there's that quote again, 1/10 of a billionth. Meta-thinking, over and above, higher, bigger, about my belief-controlled micro-thinking is damn hard. But it's incredibly awesome to escape from the belief-boxed-in thinking that we are controlled under. And the library, transcending a life of ignorant beliefs. So, to summarize the day one, and this again is just a summary of the workshop. Advanced principles. All forms of energy are conscious, self-surviving, self-replicators. And belief systems are conscious, self-serving, self-replicators. Beliefs generate all of the emotions you feel, and therefore, the emotions you feel are not yours. They belong to those belief systems. Therefore, if you do not know how to manage, meaning coach, cheerlead, and referee, these little kids, these little belief systems, these belief apps, your conscious and unconscious belief systems, the library of the ego, they're going to continue to be in control and absolute control of your thinking, your hopes, your feelings, and your emotions, your personality, your relationships with yourself, and therefore with others, your life, your earnings, your future, and your destiny. So you might want to learn how to reprogram those conscious operating system of your mind and the belief systems that run underneath the conscious operating system. The want to, know how to. And again, this is a 2-day workshop that just gets you the tools to start exploring on your own. And here's a few of the books I've read that have all gone into this process. Do you want to know how to coach, cheerlead, and referee the belief systems? The little kids running in your kindergarten. Then they're running your life. For those that want, I do a little bit of public speaking or run experiential workshops or Socratic group discussions, where we use mind group thinking, deep level thinking. So there's a picture of Hubble. So it explores things 10 to 15 billion light years away from us. So when it looks at light, it's actually looking at the history created 10 to 15 billion years ago, the way things were. And metascopes is the farthest a human being can explore depending upon a number of variables, one being the conscious lens of curiosita, of inquiry, the metascope of deep knowing and experiential deep knowing, where you feel it, you sense it, you're at one with it, within a universal museum of awe and awareness within eternity. And these metascopes are portions of reflective thinking, resonant thinking, and coherent thinking. You might want to stop this and look at these definitions carefully, because the next slide is going to be meditative. Reflect. It means to go back and bend. And bend. Think about it again. And then resonate with it. Be at one with it. Sonar. Rehear. And coherence. To stick. To be entangled. You've heard of physical entanglements of quantum physics? And the co-resonant creates a harmonic that's shown by the color spectrum. Those three different frequencies create multiple harmonics that are like synergistic gestalts. You can't get there without the three independent frequencies creating third, fourth, and fifth level harmonics. Higher levels of experiencing, of nous, of Gnostics. So metascopes, being entrained and at one with a mutually reflective, co-resonant coherence, or being harmonically entangled and at one with the conscious object, being conscious of you, the conscious observer. Remember, everything is conscious. So the watched is watching the watcher. As strange as it may seem, it is true. Are you aware of that fact? Metascopes being entrained deep within a mutually reflective, resonant coherence, being harmonically entangled at one with the conscious object, being consciously observed by you, a conscious observer, all at one with the conscious family of a universal communion. Stop it, read it slowly. You might want to print it out. Anyone who becomes seriously involved in the pursuit of science becomes convinced that there's a spirit manifested in the law of the universe, a spirit vastly superior to that of man's mind capabilities at this time. He didn't say that, but... So, do you want to know how to? And do you know how to change your wanna, which is the most powerful generator the universe has ever known? The mirror. They're watching you. Are you watching them? They're noticing you. Are you noticing them? Do you know what they want from you? What do you want from them? You're not going to get rid of them. You might train them. The end of the illusions in the theater of your mind marks the beginning of your truth, the higher you of your. if you learn how to want to and know how to transcend life of ignorant belief systems that we've gotten from the 16th century. Do you want to know how to? And do you know how to change your wanna? The little beliefs, you've abandoned them. We call ego bad. It's not that bad. They're little kids. The ego is a library of kids that haven't been trained yet. And their teacher has left them, abandoned them. Beliefs need your love. They need your training. They need your coaching. And occasionally, yeah, they need a referee in. The library, Boston Library in particular in this one, I love what this says. Coming from Latin, liber, gives library, gives the word liberty, gives the, and which life. Life without liberty is not life. Life is for exploration, L-I-F-E, an acronym. Again, here's some brilliant authors that have written just some incredible things. And these, I've probably read 400 or 500 books after my near-death experience. And I had a celestial tour guide take me through the universe into multiple libraries. It is phenomenal out there. And 3 to 4% of the population of this world have had near-death and out-of-body experiences. This is nothing new. And yet religions still are not teaching this stuff. So would you like to access the library of your infinite mind? Your mind is not in your brain. Your mind is the field of play. A belief preview, a 5-part series entitled Exploring the Geography of Your Mind. This is where you need to go. Catch this. Stop it and copy it down. That's an incredible video I've produced, free. And yes, I give seminars on occasion. But and only intelligent questions will attract intelligent answers. Do you know how to create intelligent questions? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I wish you the best of luck in taking charge of your life.